mistake. I'll do what it takes, I'll make a mistake. And tell me how you're feeling, oh, 'cause I can't feel for you, no. Tell me all your deepest secrets are no fun. And I always wanna know what's wrong, but end up coming off too strong. And I just wanna help, will you let me in, will you let me in? Help me, help you. And help me, help you. I'll do what it takes, I'll make a mistake. Gave you all that I could give, but it wasn't enough. Oh, tried to show me how to live when it was numb. And why did I never listen when you would listen to me and make the wrong decisions, resisting the help I need. Oh, I know I could have done better, oh, to keep you next to me. They say to blame it on the weather. Oh, hell no. I could have done better. 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 To keep you next to me.
Tried to give the best of it, but it was coming undone. Oh, every choice filled with regret, till the night we were done. So sick and tired of trying to listen, but feeling so misunderstood. Every word and action misfigured by promises no good.
And why did I never listen when you would listen to me and made the wrong decisions, resisting the help I need? Oh, I know I could have done better, oh, to keep you next to me.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the final night of RSC SSA Master Tier action. And my goodness, it is the final night of the RSC SSA Season 3 season as a whole. And I am joined for two wonderful games of playoffs action by Skilton. Skilton, how are you this evening?
Mate, I'm so excited. I mean, we've got the creme de la creme playing here tonight for the final game of RSC SSA Season 3. And, I mean, we're starting off with a banger. Alpha Force versus Abyss. I mean, these players, Alpha Force especially, once again, we all know the roster that won the previous season. And they're going to be coming in swinging once again. Now, what I'm quite surprised about this team is Alpha Force in the previous weeks were, showing really good stats, absolutely climbing the scoreboard, battling with the likes of the Kings and DSQ. But right now, they're actually kind of at a weak spot. But does that change anything for playoffs? I'm curious to see.
We will shortly find out. Let's take a look at how we got to this point, though. We started all the way back on the 9th of September, and now we are here in the grand finals of Master Tier. Of course, we do have an awards night next week as well, but with this being the Master Tier, that means it has the highest prize pool. 6,000 Rand on the line, 4,000 to the winner, 2,000 to second place. It is all on the line, and here you can see the final standings for the season, and the two teams that we have coming up for you first are, of course, Abyss and Alpha Force, sat down there in 4th and 5th. I would say two very different seasons based on looking at their records, but actually exactly the same games won and lost across the season. So let's take a look at your lineup for tonight. Abyss versus Alpha Force is over here on this B stream. The winner plays DSQ Merum in the semi-final over on the A stream. Then over on the A stream, at the same time as us in these play-ins, it's Sovereigns taking on Velocity, who will get the chance to play on this very stream against Dynasty Kings for a chance to get to that grand final. It is all to play for tonight. And Skilton, we are getting things underway with an absolutely wonderful game here between, as I just mentioned, Abyss and Alpha Force.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams have been performing exceptionally well, but this is going to be one very heated warm-up game as they are going to have to face the Kings later on. I mean, Abyss is a mixed team. As we know, we've got the likes of Kexi, Wee Casper, Stingray, and Peanuts, of which are coming from England, South Africa, Germany. So quite a mixed roster. I'm really interested to see how the cultures clash with the chemistry here. And in this playoff stage, it's all going to come down to the finest goals that we're going to see on the broadcast here today.
It certainly is, and we've just talking through the Shadow team. Let's have a look at the Critical Force side. Friction captains the lineup with Bigfoot, Scraffy, and Lackstar. And, I mean, this is a team of all-stars when you look at it, Skilton. 4, 2, and 3. These guys have been around the block and back again, and they're going to be a serious contender for that grand final this evening.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. They've shown exceptional performances against the Kings in previous weeks as well. I mean, they definitely know how to throw the gauntlet on the pitch. And if they do make through this playoff stage, I think the Kings do have something really to worry about. But that's not to down the Abyss at all. As you know, they've been lurking in the shadows throughout the broadcast and really showing on a good stage. So I'm curious, how is it going to go between this matchup? I'm not sure. As, I'm just curious. I'm not sure about you, but how do you think the players fare individually against each other?
That's a great question. One-on-one, Shadow Abyss, Alpha Force. I mean, I could see this going all 5 skills, and I don't doubt that these players, we're kind of going to have what I see as a very aggressive style coming out from Alpha Force, and I see a more measured style coming out from Shadow Abyss. Whether that takes place on the field is another question, but it has hit the top of the hour, so Skilton, I think it's time to get the players into the lobby and get game number 1 underway. What do you say?
Absolutely. Let's get right to it.
Yes, sir. Game number 1 between Shadow Abyss and Alpha Force. Game number 1 of the RSC SSA Master Playoffs gets underway right now. The players are loading in. Everyone is in place. And this season ends tonight.
And we're going straight onto the pitch. The 5-minute mark has started to tick. Shadow Esports going to be looking to be getting the ball on their side of the pitch. Nice aerial there from the side of Alpha Force, striking fast and swift. 15 seconds already on the clock, and we're seeing a demo pop off. And Shadow Abyss really needs to find this rotation, of which they have found. Kexi trying to push it out of their side, but gets denied by Bigfoot stomping through. Nice little fake out there, and Friction looking to pass. Hits the backboard, and they're going to have to try again. Second rotation in here. That could be it from Lackstar. Getting the first goal. Not even a minute on the clock.
And it certainly will. That is a wonderful pass from Bigfoot into Lackstar. Finishes right in front of the net. Early goal for Alpha Force. And just looking at the two teams on paper, looking at what these two teams are bringing, would maybe have pipped Alpha Force to take this game. However, Blackstar coming through the bouncer. Top right-hand corner. 2 for believe it or not, Skilton, the lowest CMV at the start of this season on Alpha Force. He has turned into a huge asset to Alpha Force's side, and that is doubling their lead.
Yeah, that is a very early left, right, and good night for this match already. Shadow Abyss are in such a, back burner here, as they need to really lift up their engines and find 2 goals. I mean, it's definitely not a great mental position to be in, as Friction once again leads it down the side with Lackstar to put the nail in the coffin. May not be the final one, though, as there's still 4 minutes left on the clock, but such a fast opening from this team.
I tell you what, this is a statement. This is already a statement. 1 minute and 2 seconds, 3-0 up. Bigfoot gonna try and make it 4. Casper will meet him. That's the captain making sure that one goes back towards the critical force half. Peanuts send this one up. Bigfoot, left-hand side, looks to take it forwards. Lovely redirect. Friction looks to take it through. Kexi, big demo to make sure that ball stays out of the net, into the corner. It's a bit of a double commit coming in there from Shadow, and they're going to need to cut those out as the game and series progresses. But Kexi, backboard, tries to force it through. Can't find it yet.
Absolutely, but they do need to find something very soon just to get that momentum on the pitch, because Alpha Force have brute forced their way through this first game so far. There's still, 3 games they need to win. And it's just up to Shadow Abyss right now to collect their control. And here we see a nice aerial push, but collides with Alpha Force as well. This could be the rotation that they need. Pushes into the corner. Peanuts looking to follow through. And it's not going to be enough. Hits the post. Still not over for the side of Shadow Abyss. A little bit of contest there leads the ball away. And back into the chance for Alpha Force to make a play here.
Casper will send this one back down the line. Bigfoot cuts it out. Over half of this game has been played. It's fair to say that Shadow Abyss took a little bit of time to recover, a little bit of time to warm up, but they are here now. They have kept Alpha Force out for a little while. There's Bigfoot. Can't get around the corner. Casper's intercepting, and Peanuts is going to try and put the pressure on. Blackstar picks it up out of his corner. Oh, misses it. Doesn't collect. That one top corner. Missed again. And that was such a chance. There's another one. The fake coming through from Peanuts. The finish from Casper was a great chance. But Bigfoot is there with the save. And every single time Abyss move forwards, Alpha Force have the defense to turn it around.
Yeah, that is such a heartbreaking execution for Shadow Abyss. It doesn't matter how many times you try. Lackstar is there to punish. And there we have it. Another beautiful setup from the corner. Lackstar being... This is what we can see, the 4th nail in the coffin now. And with 1 minute 41 left on the clock, where does Shadow Abyss find their angle? As they're creeping for a bit of possession, but instead Friction is the one to apply the burn, setting up for another goal. Lagstar, Bigfoot even is there to score the 5th. And I believe that might just seal the deal for this game.
Blackstar involved in every single goal scored by Alpha Force. He's scored 4 of them. He's set 1 up. This young man, this absolute star on the Critical Force side, has stepped up already tonight in game number 1. Of course, this is a long series. It's a best of 5, not as long as the games later in the playoffs will be. It's all down to Shadow now to try and score, try and get their momentum, try and allow their mentals to catch up and realize that they can indeed score against this Alpha Force side who, before the game had even kicked off, Skilton, we were kind of saying, I think someone came into this exact call and said, well, Alpha Force are just going to steamroll this, aren't they? Shadow Abyss might not be disagreeing with that.
Yeah, Shadow Abyss are really starting to feel the light of Alpha Force as they swing with 5 goals. Less than a minute left on the clock. This is almost a mission impossible for them to capture this game 1 in this best of 5 series. That being said, ball rolling in, but a nice save from Friction. Applying the pressure away once again, but here we see Peanuts get the first goal for the side of Shadow Abyss, and maybe the dream just ain't over yet.
Such an important goal to find, and it's a miss from Bigfoot, but Shadow won't care. A goal is a goal. 30 seconds left. They will not be able to get 4 goals, bar a miracle. And that means that that goal is purely for that little bit of momentum going into game number 2, because do desperately need it. It's up in the air from Kexi, into the corner, looking for one more. Missed by Lackstar at the near post, but no one banked on him missing. He's normally so cool, calm, and collected in those situations. And hang on, double touch, Kexi! Oh, that's a confidence booster if I ever did see one. Off that far side, off the ceiling, off the backboard, read the entire way. Kexi, take a bow, son.
Yeah, 3 goals and 10 seconds remaining for Shadow Abyss to try and even this out and bring this to overtime. But the clock is ticking, and right now it's on their side of the pitch. 2 seconds left, and this bounce ain't gonna be enough as Alpha Force strike fire with the first game of the series going it to them in their favor.
It is, but look at these statistics. Very even all across the board. Ball possession, field domination, a matter of individual percentages splitting them. And even shots, 10-8. I mean, Abyss really got back into that game towards the end. It was just the situation that they had such a slow start, and that was kind of what dooms them in the end. Would you agree, Skilton?
You know what? I would actually say that they had some really good rotations, Abyss did. I think, honestly, they were able to keep up with the cycle of Alpha Force. The only thing that we really saw that they struggled with was just getting that final touch in for the goal. I mean, Lackstar was just a one-man army as a goalkeeper on that pitch. And, you know, if it's going to be an MVP for game 1, we're looking at Lackstar right here.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that one. Lackstar certainly lived up to the second half of his name, at least. As, I mean, yeah, he was absolutely on fire. We'll see if he can continue that momentum going into game number 2, of course, because this Shadow Abyss side, they're not going to go quietly into this good night. They are going to be sticking around. They want at least a game in this quarterfinal, and they're going to do their best to try and find it.
Yeah, as we go into game 2, the clock has started, and Shadow Abyss finally strike some lightning, only to be countered so swiftly by Alpha Force's barrages. Here we see a nice touch-up, and Friction has already found a goal for the side of Alpha Force. These fast swings from this team are just going to absolutely collapse Shadow Abyss's mental, I swear.
Yeah, looks to be the case. That is a good goal from Alpha Force. It's a good start, as they had in that game 1, and yeah, maybe Shadow getting a little bit concerned. Friction, big demo onto Kexi. Will still find its way inside, but cleared away for the moment. Casper. Star takes out Casper, though. Peanuts, not a lot of boost to work with, still gets a very powerful shot off. Trying to go through, getting the bumps onto Bigfoot. Ball into the middle, chance. Casper just can't turn that one into the goal. That's another nice shot. Friction with the save, and Shadow Abyss starting game 2 significantly better than they started game 1, Skill.
I couldn't agree more. That being said, they are still having to pick up the pace against Alpha Force. They are striking like lightning right now on the pitch. And it's just up to the Shadows to find an angle to creep through their defense. With 4 minutes left on the clock, Friction is going to be the one controlling the game. As Bigfoot going to follow. This is a chance for Shadow Abyss to find the rotation. It hits the backboard. Is Casper able to capitalize? No, he does not. And the counter attack from Alpha Force is going to bring it to the other side once again. Thankfully, Kexi is able to follow it up, but that might just be another save for Casper. Bigfoot, all eyes on him as he needs to catch this ball. The rotation once again from Shadow Abyss. Going to give the opportunity only for Lackstar once again, the shining fire of Alpha Force, to find the opportunity, but not this one. As we're going to see, Shadow Abyss once again pushing in for another opportunity.
Yeah, it's Bigfoot on that far side into the corner. It's a nice put, but Kexi will be able to clear. Trying to get past Friction, can't do so, but Casper's up in the corner. It's a bit of a mistouch really from the captain, and now Lackstar looks across. Bigfoot tries to take over. It's stopped by Peanuts at the first time of asking, but Friction takes a nice shot. Oh! Kexi gets across the goal line wonderfully, scampering across the net and able to make the save. And we talked about confidence boosters in game 1. We talked about momentum changing. Even making a good save like that can be the thing to get the VC hyped, get those mentals turned around, and maybe just give you that confidence to get down the other end and score a goal.
Yeah, that squishy was insane right there. Just barely clinching that save. And is that going to be enough, though? Because the pressure is still on to Shadow Abyss. Alpha Force have been swinging goal after goal towards them. And right now, Shadow Abyss are just really struggling to find their setup, as the pace of the Blues has been so difficult to keep up with. Here we see potentially an opportunity for Shadow Abyss to creep through. Not enough, though, as Lackstar is just going to make waves with it. A nice ceiling carry there from the Shadows, but is it going to be enough? Once again, no. They're going to have to get the rotation just right this time, as it gets countered once again. A back and forth tug of war off the backboard, saved once again by Kexi. But Bigfoot still has it. Stomping down, doesn't quite find it. Another save from Kexi, but no boost is going to put them in a dire situation. Another save from Peanuts. It's a back and forth, round after round. Shadow Abyss are clinching onto this 0-1 lead. And now they have the opportunity. The boost is there. Bigfoot, Friction, no boost to play with. But they're still going to have contact. They're still going to have control until Casper maybe finds this. Off the backboard of Shadow Abyss. Straight through, and Lackstar picks it up once again with 1 minute remaining.
Oh, great save by Peanuts. Kexi will send it clear, and this has been a barrage from the Alpha Force side. Friction tries to get by, nothing doing. Now Lackstar just puts it up into the corner. Kexi looks for the pass back, but actually it's only going to find Bigfoot. He has the ball on his bonnet, well intercepted by Casper. So difficult to tell what Bigfoot wanted to do on that occasion. This one's going all the way back, but with 30 seconds left, it's going to have to be now or never for Shadow Abyss. They are facing losing series point here as Friction gets the flick. It's cleared away by Peanuts. 20 seconds, Shadow, you got to show us something now.
Yeah, the pressure is on. 20 seconds left on the clock. Kexi is flipping it up on the clock right now.
Okay.
10 seconds timer. And right now we are pushing up 8 seconds. Zero time rule could save the Shadows right now. But if not, they are going to match point with Alpha Force leading the charge. And Kexi gets the final touch. Trying to make the dream alive still, but it's not going to be enough. And Alpha Force have gone 2-0.
They have, And here is how they did it. They gave up a lot of possession, but the field domination stat was very much in their favor. And look at the shots graph as well. 14 shots from the side of Alpha Forge and only 1 goal to show for it. That is crazy. But 4 shots from Abyss. Their attack simply was not good enough. And going forwards, they really looked like they struggled in that game, I have to say, Shadow Abyss. They didn't really have much of a plan. It was a lot of boom ball, and it was picked up a lot by Alpha Force, and that kind of is where a lot of the problems started for the Shadow Abyss roster.
I mean, Bigfoot has been exceptional at reading these rotations, right?
Yeah, that's
It
true.
doesn't matter whether it's coming from the ground or the ceiling. I feel like Bigfoot has always been able to intercept an attack and just counterplay it. The rotations from Abyss are good, but when we're looking at the sheer tempo of Alpha Force, there's just nothing they can keep up with right now. And with Lackstar just being, once again, this shining fire on the team of Alpha Force, it's just such a dire situation. But this is something we did expect from the Season 2 champions in the Masters division. So, you know, Abyss do have a lot to put on the table right now as they're looking for a 3-0 reverse sweep starting with game 3. The ball is live.
Oh, hang on a moment. Bigfoot almost had the early goal that Alpha Force have been very accustomed to. Kexi into the corner. That one's off the ceiling. Chance now, but pushed more to the side than towards goal for Shadow, and I don't know whether that's part of the plan or not. Lackstar just found Bigfoot. That one's in the corner. Lackstar gets up very quickly indeed. But nothing doing at this occasion. Friction to get around the side. Will be cleared away by Casper, but he gets a demo, on Bigfoot for his troubles. Friction keeping that ball. No boost to speak of. Into the corner. And Shadow gonna, oh my goodness, take a risk. But in the end, it pays off, and they move up the other end. There's a chance here for Kexi! Opener for Shadow Abyss. They needed to get in front in this game, and that's exactly what they've done, Skilton.
The Shadows finally slither through here, and this could be the momentum they need against Alpha Force. Maybe the Fists are starting to feel the tiredness of these first 2 games right now. As you know, as we're approaching this game 3, Shadow Abyss have not been able to get this 1-point lead. So what will happen now is all up in the air. That being said, Alpha Force are still applying so much pressure onto this rotation. Kexi looking to follow it up, but gets denied by Bigfoot. This interceptor that we have understood, but it hits the post. Not going to be getting a 1-1 score line on the pitch right now, as instead it's going to be the Abyss still playing with it. Gets the touch to follow to the side of Alpha Force. Going to be denied by Friction. They're going to look to push once again. This rotation still isn't over, but it's going to be denied by Bigfoot. Casper trying to clinch onto it, and it's now for the side of Alpha Force to play with.
And it might just be that. Oh, Lackstar goes low, gets on top of the ball. It's Bigfoot off the backboard, and that's just got enough bounce on it, and he actually plays the 50 there, does Lackstar. Great work from him to read exactly what was happening. We are tied 1-1 here in game 3. I'm bringing you guys some information, by the way, from the A stream that Fort Templar are currently 1-0 up in that series. Hold on a minute, just got to wait and see if this is going in. It is not. Fort Templar are currently 1-0 up in that game. So at the moment, they are primed to be playing the Dynasty Kings on the B stream following this game. But of course, there's a long way to go in that one. There could be a long way to go in this one unless Alpha Force get this goal. It's going to be cleared by Casper, but not all the way. Lackstar exactly where he needs to be at exactly the right time. And they've turned it around. 2-1 Alpha Force.
Yeah, this is such a 180 flip from the side of Alpha Force once again. I thought they were just playing with the momentum in the previous 2 games, but it seems like they're just able to make opportunities out of thin air when you have Lackstar on your side. Bigfoot looking to make the first stomp on the pitch, and Peanuts isn't able to connect. That's so dire, as Friction is going to be batting it back into the corner of Shadow Abyss. Peanuts making a nice little flick there, but not able to find anything just yet. This setup is needed as Kexi is looking to contest with Bigfoot, but Bigfoot manages to slip through. A nice save from Casper. Lackstar looking to burn it forth, and there we have it. The third goal for Alpha Force, found by Friction.
And that is wonderful. That pass from Lackstar is picture perfect, and then he just nestles it into that left-hand post. Beautiful work from Friction. Makes it look so easy. The Critical Force captain, as now it's Peanuts. Over on the right side, does pick up the 100 boost, tries to get it across, cleared away by that man again. Off the side wall, Friction off the ceiling. It's not quite going to hit the ceiling, actually, and that would have helped. Oh, no! Oh, disaster in Master Tier. As Friction plays it forwards, Blackstar gets it back across, and it's Kexi. It's top CMV in pretty much the entire division himself, making a blunder that could end Shadow Abyss's Season 3 run here in RSC SSA.
There's no team that don't know pressure like Alpha Force, but it seems like Shadow Abyss is really struggling to have these nerves shaken for this playoff stage right now. With 2 minutes left on the clock, they need 3 goals to save themselves to progress in this series. But right now, they make the bat off to their side of Alpha Force's pitch. Isn't enough, gets onto the corner, but this could be good from Kezi. Doesn't quite find it. Lackstar instead is going to be dribbling this through the right side of the pitch, looking to get it back into the corner. The setup is clean, but interrupted by Peanuts. And we're looking to see the contest once again on Alpha Force's side. Shadow Abyss, there's so much to play for, but so little time to do it. Nearly 1 minute left on the clock. 3 goals remaining. And once again, Lackstar pushing it into the corner. And this could be another one. Casper able to clinch once again.
Yeah, now trying to do it all himself, wanting that ground pinch, not going to find it. Kexi, backboard, needs a third man, but it's not coming, and Friction has an empty net to aim at if he can find it. Kexi with the recovery, great work from him. Down the right, Casper, 48 seconds for 3 goals. It's not impossible. Oh, they needed to score there, though. Friction with a big save. Friction going to look to get the goal, but Kexi sends it back clear. Oh, that's great work from Lackstar. Gets around another one. Casper onto the sidewall. Cleared into the midfield. Down the line. And that is going to be picked up by Casper. Needs a double. Finds a double off the crossbar. And that might just be all she wrote for Shadow Abyss's season. And Alpha Force, well, they look to go ahead to play DSQ, which is a completely other idea, a completely other vibe in itself. That's going to be a tough game for either of these teams. And they're going to give themselves the maximum amount of time to go and get ready for it by the looks of things.
Absolutely. And what a warm-up game for Alpha Force as the ball finally drops, with them taking a 3-0 sweep against Shadow Abyss. And once again, we're seeing phenomenal shots, like just complete domination from the side of Alpha Force. And yeah, as you say, what a great warm-up to continue. But is this momentum going to thrive against DSQ? I'm not sure, because they are at the top of the table right now.
Yeah.
So is everything still to play for them?
Let me just run you through that DSQ roster, by the way. Zeph, Gold Ninja, Jeff, and Arid. That is a scary team for anyone to face. 0 series losses on the entire season. Yeah, that's a scary prospect that they are going to now have to start thinking about. Over on the A stream, Fort Templar Sovereigns, they doubled their lead in the series. It's 2-0 currently to them. And in that third game, they are 2-1 up. But there is still over 3 minutes left to be played. So that one still could go to 4 or even 5 goals. But Skilton, we're going to shut this game down. Critical Force versus Shadow Esports. Alpha Force tonight, the better side.
Absolutely. I mean, once again, if we are really looking at who contributed to this 3-0 sweep, I think, you know, everyone had their part in this cog, in the machine of Alpha Force. But Lackstar being the key playmaker absolutely is without a doubt, I would say, the MVP. But Bigfoot and Friction always managing to win these contests in the middle of the pitch, whenever trying to get a read on the rotations. It was always there. So, I mean, Alpha Force do strike as the better
Yeah.
team for this playoff stage.
Absolutely. We will now cut to a break. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to watch party to a degree, the Fort Templar redirect game for your viewing entertainment while we're in a break. And then Fort Templar have just scored a third. It looks like this is going to be the end of it, but stay tuned right here on the B stream because we will have a semi-final game right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Honestly, it feels insulting that at this point it's just like taking candy from a baby.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting there from Jerome, doing all that work and just allowing his teammate to follow up as well. Devour was on that near post and he did make an attempt at the save though. Nothing really happening for him there as well. So 2 minutes of regulation remaining here, Vector, and things for Velocity not looking as great as it could as well. Pot shot they getting taken by Potato, and that could have been up 90, but it was kept out. And so Sovereigns having a stellar time here of this plane as well. It's just the best of 5. They want to speed run this, it would appear, and so they're going very quickly against their opponent here as well. Ravi maybe taking that opportunity, kept out as well, and Serenity coming in though for that same action. I would also kept the baked potato hiding in that corner. Maybe it's a long one, maybe it's open, maybe it's gonna go in. Well, I don't know here, Vector. Do we call it?
I always hesitate every single time something like this happens, but a goal like that in Master where it's just bouncing, it's just rolling, so lackluster, so lackadaisical from the Velocity defense. It just seems like they've run head first, full tilt into a Fort Templar. And I don't know, they've been completely squashed against it. And like they've managed to get this one in, maybe they have a chance of the post between all 3 defenders. It's never over till it's over, Muzz. You can't count anyone out. As they managed to sneak one through, took all 3 players in fact, but just every single time, look at the boost count. All of them below 15. It's incredible they even managed to create an opportunity of that, never mind finish one. What exactly is it that they need to do to drag this back, kicking and screaming?
That seems to be the case, right? They're going to do everything in their power here, Vector, to do it kicking and screaming as well. Get some of those physical plays, get those demos. We don't really see too many kind of defenders on the goal line getting boxed out, right? In elite tier as well, that's always the, that always seems to be the case. Make a pass and see who you can bump. And I haven't seen too much of that from Velocity here just yet as well. So try clear out, adapts, clear out a Jerome if you can. They don't seem to be doing it. Also, sometimes they're just seldomly holding on to the ball, which is not really allowing them to make those kind of crucial bump goals and plays coming out there. But, let's see, maybe 2 goal difference. They can bring it back here. Things looking a little bit hairy for them, but maybe able to. Ravi from the corner here, can he do something with it? But already when you get cut out by Potato like that, opportunities are few and far in between.
And just that right there, that moment was a determination in my mind that luck is not in Velocity's favor. That very much nearly dropped down into the net, but off the crossbar it came, the 4th man being so much more favorable to the Sovereigns than the Velocity, and it's really all but over at this point. They've done everything right. Sovereigns, of course, they've conceded a couple goals here and there, but they've always held the lead. They've never let it slip. They've been able to control every aspect of the game, especially the boost side of things, and that's allowed them that space, that presence, and they've just took the pressure off of themselves. Every single time they go up the field, it feels like they're going to score, and it very rarely felt like Velocity had control in that regard. And, well, 2 sweeps. I'm gonna, spoilers for anybody not watching the B stream. Alpha Force took down Abyss in a 3-0 as well. They went 5-2, 1-0, and 2-1, I believe it was, by the end of it, on the other side of things. And pretty much the same story on this side. A very, very strange beginning to the Master Playoffs. I thought that this would at least go to 4. I mean, we both thought it'd go to 5. You see a couple highlights come through here, show you just exactly what Sovereigns did to take down the Velocity. The way that they played the game was just so clean, so smooth, and so decisive, as clearly evidenced by their 3-0 victory here. Commiserations, of course, to the Redirect Esports team, but, well, Fort Templar just had it all.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at replays like that and you see Jerome just gets that perfect pass off to Daps, right, that clinches that goal. I mean, it's just kind of the Sovereign side had those moments where things were incredibly clean for them. And you kind of mentioned and you said, well, is 1900 a bit too high for Daps? And, do we need more of that team chemistry for Velocity? And they had it, right? Well, maybe sometimes kind of, shooting with the big dogs is the way to go, right? And, someone like To Die For in previous seasons, where his whatever it was, 2000, 2100, and you're just a crazy player. And there we go. Potato with the gun now, MVP. The 11 shots there, 4 goals. I mean, that's just how it went down for the Sovereigns.
Yeah, obviously we talked about Daps massively at the beginning.
Yeah.
I touted him to be that difference maker, but we always knew the potential of Potato and of Jerome.
These thoughts you've imagined aren't real, aren't adding up. You fetched your ideas from nowhere, all from another world. Your logic's impaired, your full picture is cropped. 'Cause we both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. Dear bright brain, you're so far off, oh it's like you can't see ahead. These feelings you've caught don't make sense, your plan's gonna flop. You keep raising doubts without cause, all you feel is dread. My logic is fair, if it's pain, it's ever gonna stop. 'Cause we both know that one day he's not gonna cry again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. The sun's gonna rise one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's our say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. Yeah, I know we lost touch, but I'm still here. We were young, we were kids, it was something rare. I told you everything, but when it all burned down and you were left with nothing, did you question God or
Welcome back, everybody, to the B stream for RSC SSA B stream, but A tier content for your second semi-final of the night. Of course, the first semi-final is taking place over on that A stream. Vector and Big Chebs will be bringing that one to you. What a game that promises to be. However, do not change your channel. Do not change your set, because right here we have arguably one of the biggest matchups that Master could have thrown up. It's the Kings versus the Sovereigns.
Yeah, I mean, both rulers of their realms, both of these teams have some really stacked players in it, I've got to say, as we get back straight off, because, I mean, the Kings having Happy Meal, he's got some experience from last season, did come fourth, but the Sovereigns in particular have Potato with a Gun. And if you don't know Potato with a Gun, he was one of the 4 players to win last season, with, you know, as we saw, Alpha Force, with Bigfoot, with Friction. So, you know, there's a lot of history behind him. And if the Sovereigns do move on through this bracket, we could be seeing 2 teams with seasonal winners, you know, going face to face. But of course, these Kings have been showing absolute fire throughout this season so far as well.
You were just talking about them. Let's take a look at your Dynasty Kings. Tweaks, Happy Meal, Mark, and Olympic, all members of this Dynasty Kings roster. An unbeaten Dynasty Kings roster, 4-5-0. They do love a draw. And in fact, the first time this game happened in the season, it did finish in a draw. But I mean, Skilton, just look at the names. I mean, sometimes you don't need to know anymore. You don't need to do any more than see the names that are in front of you and go, that's a good roster.
I mean, I'm always loving Happy Meal. He's always got something on the pitch that's always showing a bit of color. And I feel like we're just going to keep seeing that in playoffs. He's always thrived on screen as well, as we've seen in previous weeks. Mark, Olympic, and Tweaks have always been really complimenting players as well. Tweaks I've known to score quite a few goals on broadcast. And I just feel like, you know, they're at the top of their game. They're only second to DSQ that you are going to be seeing on the A stream right now as well. But these Kings, honestly, between DSQ, I feel like it's just neck and neck. So against, you know, a previous seasonal winner, Potato with a Gun, and the rest of the crew of the Sovereigns, is going to be just as close as well, I feel like.
Let's take a look at that Sovereigns roster. Daps, Potato, Jerome, and Dre. And that there is your roster for tonight. What a lineup they've had. Obviously sweeping in game number 1 against Redirect Velocity. A hard-fought win, but they did see it through. So, Sovereigns, it's arguable to say, Skilton, they are the more warm, they are the more prepared for this game. And what dynamic will that show us on the field?
I mean, you know, we've seen as games go on that momentum doesn't always transfer, but when you have such an amazing performance in that playoffs run against the other team, it could carry on against the Kings. Now, I do know the Kings to be really controlled on the pitch, so they could break that momentum within the first couple of minutes. But that being said, you know, these guys are going to show an exceptional performance. I'm just not sure if it's going to be a 3-0 sweep. And if it is going to be a sweep from them, then at least you're going to be seeing 4 games in this semi-playoffs, because it's a best of 7.
Absolutely right. Best of 7 on the docket for these semi-finals. And since it is that long a series, I think we should get things underway, get the teams into the lobby once again. Dynasty Kings against Fort Templar Sovereigns. You can predict for the last few seconds which team you think is going to take home the victory. The Go-Go-Go's are in chat. We are getting underway. Game number 1 in the semi-finals of Master Tier kicks off right here on the RSCB stream. Kings take on Sovereigns.
A true battle of royalty as we go live. The Kings aren't going to get the angle they wanted, as we're seeing so much pressure straight away from the Templar Sovereigns. Potato is going to be firing away into that goal. Such an early start for them as well. This tempo is still on fire.
Almost fail of the week. Very, very close. But either way, what a finish that is. And Fort Templar Sovereigns, they take the lead. Olympic starting to move downfield, gets a lovely reset, but it will be sent clear by Daps. Happy Meal tries to meet him. Daps wins that 50. Back in from Tweaks. Looking now for this redirect. Happy Meal, what a save, Jerome. Happy Meal's going to go for a second chance. He will not miss twice. Happy Meal gets the goal back for Dynasty Kings.
Rhino, this game is looking so exciting. Back and forth already. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. It's not even been 30 seconds left on this timer, and we're seeing two goals, one on each side. That being said, we're back onto kickoff, and we're seeing it go into the corner of the Sovereigns. Nice bit of pressure there. Everyone is on that goal right now, with only Tweaks to back up. And Tweaks is actually going to get a set of his own, only going to be carrying over to the other corner, of which Potato has all the boost he needs to try and get a setup. Doesn't quite find it. Instead, the pressure of the Kings is going to be really going down the side of this ceiling. As Potato is now going to bat it onto the other side. The rotation could be disrupted here onto the backboard. Not a great start for Templar's push. Instead, it's going to be brought back by Happy as he's going through the ceiling.
Yeah, and now Daps collects on the right-hand side. Tweaks looks to get this one, drops it down, has Olympic. What a save that is from Jerome. Very quick reactions. It's Happy Meal. Looks to go again. It's away by Potato. Daps goes by, though. Tweaks will collect. Looking into this corner. Now just trying to get this to a teammate. That one's off the corner, off the backboard. Is there a third man? Yes, there is! Oh, Happy Meal! So close, but Potato denies him as Olympic now tries to find that pass back. It's Jerome with the clearance. And in the regular season, as I mentioned, these two teams played out a draw. It's looking very even in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, this is neck and neck right now. 3 minutes on the timer. Goal pushing towards the Sovereigns, but once again, this control from them is so good. Such a close goal, but the defense reigns true. Learning something from Abyss from last series, I believe. And right now, Olympic pushing up with the team. Gonna be seeing a nice little push from Happy Meal, but the contest is just back and forth. They're raining down so many opportunities to score a goal, but doesn't quite find the follow through. Doesn't matter how many you bat. Are the Sovereigns going to be able to find the counter attack for the rotation? They might be looking for it right now as Tweaks is disrupted. Ball bouncing on the ceiling. Could be contesting it, and this is a prime opportunity for Daps. Out of boost, but does find the play onto their side. Isn't going to be able to do anything with it as Olympic is now pushing back.
Yeah, but this is Fort Templar Sovereigns. They've soaked up so much pressure early in this game. And now they are starting to fight back, but Olympic gets around the side of Jerome. Jerome takes him out of the server for a moment just to get a reprieve. That could be a nice chance. Happy Meal. Is there that third man? No, he's not respawned in time. Olympic could not get back down the field. Now, this one's across. Tweaks sends it clear. Daps pops it up for Potato, who puts it into the corner. Now, what is Potato going to do? Oh, my goodness. Olympic did not think he was going to get that ball, and he was lucky that he was right. Jerome, backboard. It will surely find its way to Fort Templar. No. Happy Meal intercepting. What a save that is as well. And it's panicky defending from Dynasty Kings. It's all over the place. But at the end of the day, it seems to be working, Skilton.
Yeah, I mean, not enough as it's still neck and neck on this pitch right now. And someone needs to make a statement piece very soon. Otherwise, we'll be seeing ourselves in overtime as the Templars were looking to score their second. Denied swiftly by the Kings. And now it's time for a royal walk down for them as their rotation is live, looking to push through. Unfortunately for them, the Sovereigns are able to pick up, and Potato picks it off. There we have it. With 1 minute left on the timer, the Sovereigns have secured their lead.
That is why you must take your chances. Do not rest on your laurels. Kings, they had at one point 70% field domination in this game. At the end of the day, the only stat that matters is that at the top of your screen. It's currently 2-0 to Fort Templar. But I tell you what, there is nothing in this game that tells me that this is not going to be a close series, because Dynasty Kings are still playing very solid Rocket League, very fun to watch. Potato down the right-hand side, 40 seconds left. Needs to be Kings, and it needs to be now. Jerome just sizing up exactly where his opponents are and hasn't done a very good job of it. Steps into the sidewall. Olympic won't get there, and Tweaks is being put off by that. He's going to have to go back towards his own half. Dropped by Potato for the moment. Is there a second man to follow? No, it will be cleared away for the moment, and Olympic gets on the end of that pass. Daps clears it away, 15 seconds. It's now or never for the Kings, and maybe it's now! Happy Meal at the double. Goes low, 10 seconds remaining. Dynasty Kings, they stay alive in game one.
Yeah, I mean, Happy Meal is so dedicated to not getting that 4th place position once again as of last season, and he's showing it in true colors. He honestly deserves to push himself through this playoffs with 5 seconds left on the clock. Sovereigns are backed into a corner, able to push it once more. The 0-second timer is gonna be bringing us into overtime. Back into kickoff now. Who is going to be able to take control is going to be the Sovereigns as they're looking to tap it up. Aren't able to find anyone to follow right now. Instead, the Kings are going to reign over this ball for just a little more until Daps steps up on the scene, looking to pass over, but the demo from Happy Meal is going to disrupt the pitch for the Sovereigns, and the ball bats into their corner once again.
Yeah, it's my understanding we had overtimes on overtimes yesterday in Elite, and it looks like we are going to be having a similar situation here in Master. Happy Meal off the sidewall, back up again to hit the ball once more. Daps, that's more up than out. Olympic comes through. It sweeps off the backboard, looking for the cover, not going to find it. But Happy Meal gets past 2, has 1 to beat, but it's Daps, and Daps will not be denied. Olympic into the sidewall, cleared again by Potato, but stolen off him by Tweaks. Good early cut. But it's not really going to result in anything yet. Olympic still has possession of the ball, though. That waterfalls, but it's cleared away by Daps. And the Kings finally secede possession.
Yeah, such good reads from both teams. I mean, right now it is just a battle of mind games, as Olympic may have just cracked it. Doesn't quite find it just yet. The Templars are still holding the fort strong as the Kings are looking to try and disclose their control once again, but Tweaks is struggling, doesn't quite find the reach, and there we have it. Ball batting up into the center again. Happy Meal looking to send it forth. The rotate is looking to go through as Tweaks bats it one. Nice redirect, actually. Doesn't quite find it, as once again this defense from the Templars has been so good, but maybe not for long. Hits the post. Happy Meal had the prime opportunity, but does not find it. Maybe it's up to Tweaks, but it won't be, as Daps once again is going to be pushing it into the corner of the Kings.
Yeah, you got to get your head over it there, Happy Meal, as it's now Tweaks looking for a bump. Not going to find it. Ball back out to the middle, but Happy Meal. Time, space, and boost. 3 things you don't want to give this man, but Jerome is able to intercept it. Tweaks into the corner, does well to get around 1, does well to get around a 2nd. Plays a good 50 with Daps. It makes it awkward for him. Ball played forwards. Potato takes out Tweaks, though. Big clearance by Jerome. Is there someone back? Yes, there is, but they can't make the save. Potato comes through, and Fort Templar Sovereigns, after a game and a half, take game number 1.
1 Potato and 3 goals with him. That is going to seal the deal for the Sovereigns. They have taken the first game of the series, and what a close one it was. In fact, with the Kings having most possession and domination in all of these stats.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm just checking because I believe Jerome left immediately after the game to go and restart his PC. So there will be a technical timeout for Fort Templar Sovereigns after winning that first game.
How scary is that for the Kings, that the team that win this first game of the series has to restart their PC because they weren't even playing on form? Like, that is as close as it was. I'm curious to see Jerome in his, full fleshed out form, PC rebooted, back on the pitch. I mean, it's good to see that once again, as we said, the Kings did have really good control. It showed through the stats as well, but it doesn't matter because the heats, the warm up from the Sovereigns in this previous playoff stage just showed to be too much for them.
It did. As we have Silver game adminning for us, by the way, on the B stream. Let me see some love in the chat for Silver. Without game admins, we would be, well, it would make mine and Skilton's life a lot more difficult. Let me tell you that for free. So we
yapping for eternity, yeah.
We very much appreciate Silver doing the job for us tonight. As I say, tech time out before we get into that next game, so I can bring you what's happening over on the A stream. They have been working a little bit quicker than us. They started about 2 minutes later, but they're now already a minute into their second game. It's currently 1-0 to DSQ Merrim in the series, and it is currently 1-1 between DSQ and Alpha Force in the second game. So there is still time for things to happen, for things to take place, of course. We've only had one game here on the B stream, and it did go to Fort Templar Sovereigns, and I have to say, Skilton, I thought they would start quicker. It felt to me like the Sovereigns were growing into the game rather than starting hot and then fading.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, but I feel like it's always going to be difficult against the Kings. I mean, Happy Meal is an exceptional player, always able to disrupt, really good reads, as we saw in the previous playoffs from Bigfoot. But what the Kings do also do is exceptionally well is just playing around the ball. They don't always go for these rotations and batting goal after goal after goal attempt. Sometimes they just like to play it a little bit slower, just passing back and forth, looking for, times to recoup their boost to make sure they always win these one-to-one contests. And Sovereigns, they had a completely different opponent to play against here. So maybe it doesn't matter how much heat you've got on the pitch. If you're playing against someone completely different, that's different muscles you're warming up to.
Yeah, it certainly is. As you say, it was it was a very interesting first game for sure. And as you say, we're still figuring out styles, I think, as well, Skilton. It's worth mentioning. We've not seen either of these teams for a week or so. They've been scrimming in the background. In this postseason, you have the time to kind of get to the point where you could bring a whole different look than what you had in the regular season and really surprise people. But at the end of the day, that's only if you've put in the work in the background.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And for the Kings, I feel like that's even harder because their identity has been working so well for them throughout this bracket stage. For the Sovereigns, not so much. I mean, they have been able to make it through to this playoff stage. But as we go onto the pitch, they are looking to be, upsetting, if you will, against the winners of this onto the semi-final stage. So as we see so much pressure from the Sovereigns, on kickoff, the Dynasty Kings are looking to take control for game 2, as that was a very close goal.
Yeah, back across from Happy Meal, cleared away by Fort Templar, and this is something that we did see in that game 1. It's Dynasty Kings who have the aggression early game. They have a lot of the possession as well. Cleared away by Potato for the moment, though, and Fort Templar break the chains. This one heads towards goal. Tweaks, takes the ball, looks for the flick. He's going to follow, looking for the bump now. Olympic following through afterwards. But that's a fantastic save by Potato to keep the scoreline level. Jerome takes a shot off the backboard from Olympic. Back in from Daps. Chance for Potato. Needs a double. Did find it too. Just not on target. The demo onto Olympic is going to stop that counter in its tracks. What a redirect that is from Jerome. Just a bit too far away. Got too much cut on it. And that is a very interesting start, I think we can agree, Skilton, to game 2.
Yeah, once again, the Kings are getting this aggression off, but also the control. The Sovereigns are in some ways outplaying, but as we're on the pitch right now, and Jerome looking to take lead here onto this Dynasty Kings half, there's so much aggression from both sides. And Potato looking to potentially be the lead scorer for this game as well. Daps having to go himself. And that's going to be onto the backboard. Is anyone able to follow? No. So it's going to be on the side of the Kings to look for a demo there, actually. And get the rotation off. Maybe a counter attack. Onto the ceiling. Another attempt there from the side of the Sovereigns. Looking to put the power to the Templars. They're not able to find anything just yet. 2 people on the goal for the Kings. They are starting to feel too much pressure here. Are they able to bat it out? Yes, they are. onto the side of the Sovereigns.
Chance.
Into the corner. That could be a goal, but it's denied. Happy Meal is now out of space and is up to Tweaks to bat it back forth, get the reset, and look for another chance.
And it's now
It's
Olympic. Oh, he got bumped, but nothing happening. Shot on target, shot on goal. Tweaks is able to find the key that unlocks the door for Fort Templar, and that is a wonderful finish as well. Daps went up for it. Potato was there. Where was their third man? Where was Jerome?
I was also very curious about that, but for the Kings, I don't think they're going to be too worried about that at all. In fact, what they need to be worried about is Jerome slipping through the cracks and making it break even on this game too. Where did that come from?
Kickoff goals happen at all levels of Rocket League, I think it's fair to say, Skilton, and this is one of them where it happens. Yeah. Friday in chat says there's Jerome. Yeah, there he is. You're right, he's still in the server. This one comes across, and Jerome able to clear it away. Now looking to work down this left channel. We'll be back in, and Happy Meal can't quite recover in time. Potato down the right, gets bumped away. Clicks back, and actually that's going to give a chance for Tweaks to try and get this one going. Off the backboard, Daps had to be sure about where that ball was going to end up, and was an Olympic. He's put that back to halfway. I'm not sure he wanted to put his team under that kind of pressure. Potato goes low, gets a double, hits the post twice, and that's so cruel for the Sovereigns.
Yeah, such a choke there is going to get punished surely from the Kings. That's going to be a royal upset, to say the least. And the Sovereigns hopefully aren't going to take a massive mental blow on that. Instead, we need to remember that this is still a very even game with 1 minute 40 left on the timer. Dab still does have possession of the ball, looking to go over, gets a demo on Tweaks mid-air, but Olympic is there to score and bring 1 point in the lead for the Kings.
And they needed that. This one comes from not really too much. Jerome, a little bit of boost, but not enough to get across the goal line. And with 1 minute 36 on the clock, that is not a long time for the Sovereigns to equalize, especially with a demo like that. Tweaks has the ball, good block, but they have to build from here, and that's so difficult. What a pinch that is. Hang on a moment. Fort Templar looking to score here, away by Happy Meal for the moment. Back in by Tweaks. It's going to be Jerome dropping this down. Daps tries to get up first, does win a 50. Olympic collects, gets 50'd. Potato around the corner, takes a bit of a pot shot. I thought maybe he was going to collect that on his bonnet, try and work closer to the goal. That did not happen, Skilton, and maybe that cost him. Potato looking for another shot, easily cleared by Happy Meal.
Yeah, these close goals are constantly going out of favor for the Sovereigns. In fact, I don't think the rest of the Sovereigns team were ready for that pinch to play off. And now the Kings are once again going to be in a really ideal situation. 45 seconds left on the timer. They just need to play this out, need to play this slow. They're the Kings of control on this pitch right now, but the Templars are not out for the count. They're going to make these Hail Mary plays here.
No way.
That's looking to push it through. What a great redirect into the corner of the goal, and that's going to bring it even. We could be seeing another overtime in game 2.
He's not Daps anymore. He's upgraded. He's trainers now. 2-2. 30 seconds left on the clock. And that is exactly what Fort Templar needed. Maybe, oh my goodness, I was going to say maybe the momentum builder, but that miss is going to cause some problems in the backlines. Daps, pass across, chance for the winner, but not going to find it. 20 seconds. Daps intercepting that, but it's still going to work in the favor of the Kings. It's over to the far side, Tweaks into the corner. Daps gets the clearance, but only as far as Olympic. It's going to be Kings with the final chance of this regular time, and we could be going 2 for 2 in overtimes unless there's a sting in the tail. Olympic will collect, will keep it up 2, looking to get the pass across. It's maybe Happy Meal, double, no, not found. Chance, goal! Oh! Tweaks with the 0-second finish. Dynasty Kings had the rug pulled from under them, but they simply put it back. Bottom right found by Tweaks, and we go game 3 all square.
That was the final red carpet laid out there for Tweaks for that game 2. And I've got to say, these games are so close. Doesn't matter if you're going into overtime with that. But once again, we're seeing great possession from the side of the Kings. But what I'm actually seeing is that the Sovereigns are able to get a little more stats-wise, 55% field domination, a bit more in ball possession as well. They're starting to pick up the pace, but it seems that the Kings are starting to be a little more efficient with their goal scoring.
Does seem that way. Those stats, they show you a very even playing field. Sovereigns, more shots, but Kings, more goals. And that is the biggest thing, bringing you some news from the A stream. Alpha Force were able to equalize in that second game, so they are also 1-1 right now on the series. And in the third game, currently Alpha Force are 2-1 up against DSQ Merim. So if you're keeping up with that, we will bring you all of the updates from that A stream, as well as the fantastic action taking place here on this B stream. Kings and Sovereigns fighting for control. Only one team can get the second goal on the board though. And which team will it be, Skilton?
Well, I don't know, but one thing I've got to make sure is that we're not looking too far into the future here, because this best of 7 game has been neck and neck between these two teams. The Templars and the Kings really looking to battle it out for this grand finals position. And as we are looking into game 3, I think we've really got to have our eyes on Potato and Happy Meal. They want this grand final so bad, and they're pushing for this with 5 minutes on the timer. Who is going to score the first goal? It's not going to be Jerome.
Well, not yet, that's for sure. As this one comes through, Tweaks is going to get up early. Looks to win that 50. Chance for Happy Meal. That one's going to go off the backboard. He doesn't have the boost to make the second chance. And so now Daps starts clearing down the line. It's Potato to try and challenge. Doesn't have any boost. Jerome over onto the sidewall. Demo from Daps. Olympic is going to leave this one as Daps now clears it back downfield. It's in from Olympic again, and a little bit of boom ball to kick things off, but that's a nice redirect from Tweaks. That one's coming off the backboard. Now looking to play the ball in again. There is a chance here for Happy Meal. We know what he can do. Finds the bottom corner, but it's a good save by Potato. Chance at the near post. It will be Happy Meal. Splits the uprights in as far as defenders and posts go. Wonderful work from him, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication from the Sovereign side to get the first goal for Dynasty Kings.
Yeah, Happy Meal got his second chance he needed, and that is going to perfectly position themselves 1-0 against the Sovereigns. The power of the people here is starting to look really dire, as once again Happy Meal slips through the cracks and finds the goal onto the Sovereigns. Such a beautiful setup there from Olympic, and look at this.
Wow.
Absolutely stunning performance. And where do the Sovereigns go from here? 4 minutes left on the timer as the kickoff goes live.
I'll tell you something, we'll certainly find out. This one comes off the sidewall. Olympic moving forwards. Jerome clearing back downfield. What a pass that is to Daps. Off the backboard, but Tweaks is there and equal to it. Gets past one, gets the boost. Tweaks could go coast to coast, gets the shot, but it's not got the pace. Daps will make the save. It's now back in from Happy Meal. Olympic trying to turn on the ball. Tweaks is in a more advanced position, so he'll be given the nod to try and take possession as Olympic gets past another. And it's Daps, who was just AFK on the boost pad. Not the best place you want to be. Chance for Tweaks at the angle. Hits the post. And Dynasty Kings have been dominant early in game number 3.
Yeah, Olympic making sure the rotation was safe instead of going for that risky final touch onto the goal. That's going to give Daps an opportunity to send it over to their side. Into the corner we go. And it's up for Olympic and Tweaks to push it back out. That being said, Jerome is here to play live. Potato denied the setup he needed. And instead, the Kings once again are going to be pushing into this side of the half. Sovereigns looking to keep the control as they can, but as we go into the ceiling here, who is able to follow? It's Happy Meal, but doesn't get the angle needed. Potato.
Oh my goodness, what a pinch.
Yeah, an amazing pitch there. As we see, that could bring the Sovereigns back out once again onto the ceiling. Tweaks doesn't get the contest there. The Sovereigns are actually starting to make a fight back here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the timer. The backboard is live. No one's able to follow. Bit of miscommunication for the Sovereigns, and that's going to bring the Kings once again into their corner. They're knocking on their goal, and Olympic sends it through for the third.
Fakes come with a happy meal these days as Olympic takes this one forwards and Tweaks just making Jerome miss. It's gorgeous from the Dynasty Kings. That control is exquisite, and I can tell you that with 2 minutes 12 left on the clock, the Kings are currently 8 shots to 1 in the lead in that statistic. And Happy Meal looking to make it more. Off the crossbar, going by, and that's a bit of an unfortunate side flip for the Kings. But 3-0 up with 2 minutes. You best believe they're going to be pretty happy with that. And you would expect them to see it out going into the final few moments of this game. As, Fort Templar, they need to start reconsidering. That one's off the crossbar. Turned on by Tweaks. Tries to play the 50, but nothing doing there. And as I say, they need to start reconsidering and thinking how they're going to approach game number 4, because they cannot approach it in the same way. Oh,
I can't agree more, but Happy Meal finds another goal for the Kings. And this is a royal takeover on the pitch right now. Something we haven't seen so far this series is such a dominant performance. And right now, as we're going back into kickoff again, Sovereigns are in such a dire position to try and find 4 goals to make this even. 1 minute 30 left on the timer, but they have no defense for Tweaks as he slithers through the defense. Such a nice aerial shot right there as well.
Oh, yes.
Straight off the post as well.
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
definitely.
But that does mean that everyone on the side of Kings has got a goal. Happy Meal has a hat-trick as well. 3 goals for him and a goal apiece for Olympic and Tweaks. This one off the corner, cleared away by Daps. Happy Meal to collect. Oh, booms it right back down the field. Potato, that is more up than out. There's another chance for Happy Meal. 4 goals. Top left-hand corner found. And that is how quickly a mistouch in Master can be taken advantage of. Top left found. And that is going to be 6-0. And you can see in chat Potato asking, can we go next?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of do need to go next for these kind of games because, I mean, you can use this minute to kind of reset the mental for the Sovereigns right now. But let's be real. There is no opportunity for the Sovereigns to be able to come back for this 3rd game of the series. But there is a best of 7. This is not something we've seen through the other brackets. The Kings have been notorious for drawing in these broadcasts. And as they get their 2nd point, this is kind of the no man's land. After these 35 seconds, this is something where the Kings really need to lock in because there's still so many opportunities here for the Sovereigns to come back as long as they keep their mental, of which is going to be shattered once again by Olympic.
I have already had 2 trips to South America this week, okay? Both were on Tuesday night. I absolutely cannot deal with one out on Master. If Fort Templar score, I mean, this is going to be absolutely crazy. Potato takes a shot. I do wonder if maybe to get in their heads, the Kings are going to let them score and bring forth the Brazil. Interesting to see if that does happen. 10 seconds left. Olympic looks like he's trying to give it to them, but it's only passing back to Happy Meal. Jerome. Don't miss. Daps clears that ball back and Tweaks clears it away. Daps to collect. Looking maybe to take it forwards. Looking for a goal. Tweaks will save it. No Brazil today, but it's even worse than that. 7-0 to the Dynasty Kings. And here are the statistics that show you it was pretty much deserved.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I'm expecting a lot more from the Kings. Maybe not necessarily the shots and goals. Usually they're a lot closer games we've seen with this team. But, I mean, they're 2 on the leaderboard. Sovereigns only falling short in 3rd. But this difference on the bracket says so much in how they play. And if this is what we're going to see for the final couple of games this series, then, you know what? The Kings are really royally looking good for this grand finals.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say, Jerome is very clearly experiencing some technical difficulties. It's It's not even close. Currently, his ping is at 708.
What?
Which, yeah, you don't really want to be playing Rocket League with that kind of ping. It's improved to 548. He's gonna be fine, guys. Absolutely no problems there. Easy money, easy win. But we will get on. Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, no, go on. I mean, I was just gonna say that does put you in a position, right, where it makes it really hard for the Sovereigns, clearly, but
Yeah.
it just leaves them. Are they going to be putting a sub in here? Is there even a sub for the side of the Sovereigns? I'm just currently looking right now. Do they have anyone to make this switch?
They do. They do have Dre, if they would like to bring Dre in. But I don't know whether they would be able to, whether that is even something that can happen. In fact, Jerome is not even in the lobby right now. And yeah, this is not looking ideal for Fort Templar. We'll see what happens. And Chasers just said, "What did I miss? I fell asleep." Well, you have missed Dynasty Kings 7-0ing Fort Templar in game number 3 to take a 2-1 lead in the series. And while this little technical issue is being sorted out, I'm going to bring you news of that A stream. Currently, Alpha Force are winning game number 4 against DSQ Meram 1-0, and they are 2-1 up in that series. If they take series point here, that is going to definitely put some cat amongst the pigeons, because DSQ Meram were one of the highest performing. In fact, they were top of the league going into playoffs. So DSQ losing that series is interesting.
Yeah, it's not just that from DSQ, right? DSQ are a top franchise of this league, let alone top of Masters. They have been performing exceptionally throughout. So not seeing DSQ in this Masters finals would be more than an upset. It would be, kind of a very big impact on their franchise position as well. And it does give the other orgs an opportunity to come back here in these final moments, this last day of the season, especially for the Kings, as they are closely in second.
Yeah. And I'm just asking our match admin what the protocol is here, because there hasn't actually been a timeout called by the Sovereigns. Not one that was called in chat anyway. So I don't know whether we're currently timing for matches to be taken away. That is, it would be. I don't want to see that. I want to make it very clear. That's not that's not the outcome that any of us want. However, rules are in place for a reason, and at this point, Fort Templar are they are messaging Dre right now. Okay, Fort Templar trying to get that other one in. And our match admin says, as far as I know, they have to play even if it's 2v3. Let me quickly make sure. So we are 100% checking the rules here today. But I believe they are just going to have to go into the next game with or without Jerome, which would be a real shame to see this semi-final end that way. But as I say, Skilton, rules are rules. We've got a schedule to stick to. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. Friday asks, is there no tech timeout? I mean, there has not been a tech timeout called, which is what I'm suggesting. There hasn't been one called in chat. And they've already taken one earlier in the game. I'm pretty sure you can have as many tech timeouts as you need in order to sort out your technical problems. So that's not a problem. But the problem that we see right now is that there wasn't actually a tech timeout called in game, which is why we're taking this a little bit long. And Jerome in chat now saying my ISP sold me. So they are messaging their sub. And it looks like they will be able to get it underway. So Dre should be coming in for this game 4.
Well, now all eyes are on Dre, as Jerome was such a good goal weaver, I felt like. We saw some really early kickoffs come from Jerome, which usually we wouldn't see from in Masters level games. So, this guy could make opportunities out of nothing, right? Really create the unexpected. So with Dre now getting into this position on the roster, what is Dre going to bring to this team that is going to put them above the Dynasty Kings? Because once again, the Kings are looking to make their way to the grand finals as we stand in this best of 7 series.
Yeah, for sure. Look, as I say, we're going to give this team the benefit of the doubt, right? We are going to give them this tech timeout, of course. However, I don't know how long we've been waffling for, but it does feel like about 5 minutes. And as I say, we do have our game admin in our chat covering all of the rules, covering everything that we need. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just trying to inform all of you who are watching that this is the situation that we find ourselves in. And it is not one that we hoped that we would. But either way, as you say, all eyes now are going to be on Dre, how he performs in this game number 4, if he is able to join us, because we've got no sign of him joining the lobby as of yet. And by the way, Alpha Force, they have won game number 4 over on the A stream, which means that they are now 3-1 up in the series, I believe. And that means they're on series point, maybe on the brink of knocking out DSQ. Dre has joined the lobby. We can get game 4 underway here on the B stream, where currently the Dynasty Kings are 2-1 up. They're going to be looking to take advantage of this opportunity they've been given.
Yeah, thank goodness for them. The Sovereigns are still going to have an opportunity in this series. Dre, once again, the chat's going to be looking towards this guy, as he's going to have to bring something new to the table. I mean, Jerome having that ping issue was incredibly unfortunate. But without Jerome, they also lack the opportunities that you would usually expect from this Sovereign side.
Yeah.
So as we go into the pitch shortly, I'm really curious to see what will the Kings do to iron this series out as we're live. Kings 2-1 against the Sovereigns in this series. And it's all on Dre. As he gets disrupted. And Olympic actually going to be pushing off the backboard here. Is anyone able to follow? No, they are not. Pushing into the corner is denied. And instead, is going to be Dre once again. Does have the boost to follow this up. It was Daps even. Poor eyesight from the casters here. As we're moving along the ceiling for Dynasty Kings. Putting pressure onto the Templars. No goal intact just yet. Tweaks has the setup though. Dre just missing the ball instead. It's going to be a fake out for Daps to tap it in instead. But this has been some really nice control so far from the Kings. And they're even going to control it on their half, giving a demo off on top.
Yeah, for sure. As this one sent towards goal. Oh, whoa, okay. What has happened there? Potato off the right-hand side, off the pass off Daps. Tweaks goes by, Olympic goes by, blames an itchy nose. You can blame whatever you want, mate. That is an absolute travesty in Master Tier. Fort Templar now have something to defend, and that could make them dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not sure we want to be seeing double fake outs in the goal for the Kings. As one of them gets demoed on top, Potato is going absolutely crazy here in this game 4 of the best of 7. Going to be looking to get more possession, getting a save off as well. Potato's really pushing his limits here, trying to bring them to an even point in this series. That being said, a nice touch there. Happy Meal, eyes on him for this ball, but instead Tweaks needs to provide some defense here. Now looking for the counter attack. The rest of the team, though, of the Sovereigns are able to bat it out. And once again, we're seeing kind of a tug of war here from both teams. Looking to kind of trade out opportunities, but Tweaks nearly had the angle, but an incredible defense is going to lead the Sovereigns to make another push. Denied once again.
Yeah, and something that's worth saying is Dre is a very good sub, but oh, what a pass and goal that is. Happy Meal off the left-hand corner, finding his teammate perfectly right onto Olympic's bonnet. Easy finish. And Fort Templar may have taken the lead early, but all of the pressure, all of the shots that Dynasty have been having, ooh, Potato almost faking out Happy Meal there. Everything that Dynasty have been pushing towards the Fort Templar goal with finally comes to fruition, and they get the equalizer. 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 once again. We're starting to find kind of some close games here as the ball goes off the backboard. Potato gets the setup for the team, but thankfully no chokes here from the Kings. as it's going to be flown out of the goal. And once again, they have the opportunity to make a push here. Potato, though, has been the reigning champion of Season 2, looking to make it for Season 3 as well, as he's carrying the hopes and dreams of the Fort Templar Sovereigns in this game. 2 minutes left on the timer, and Dynasty Kings finally have their opportunity to make the push. Happy Meal has been the lead goal taker for this team, as he gets some nice control there. Tweaks gonna push it for the backboard, but denied once again. A great read from the Sovereigns, and what are they gonna play for? Another goal from Potato.
Nice finish from Potato. That clearance is beautiful, and he follows his own shot in. Olympic, slow to the ball, slow to react. But I'll tell you who wasn't slow, and that is going to be Potato. Big second goal for Templar Sovereigns. This one goes through from Olympic, over to the far side from Daps, into Potato, and Fort Templar are playing incredibly well right now. It has to be said. They've had to bring in Dre, who, I have it on good authority, was playing Fortnite until 10 minutes ago. And now he is thrust into a semi-final against an undefeated Dynasty Kings roster and holding his own. Dre, man of the hour. Down that side, gets the reset as well. Tweaks, collects. Dre into the corner again. Tweaks, big pinch off the ceiling. It's not quite got the legs to get all the way down the other end, but with 1 minute left on the clock, Dynasty Kings, they might be foregoing their opportunity with what they have been granted, and they might lose this game number 4 yet.
Yeah, I mean, Dre just going for his second victory royale of the day, but doesn't find a goal here from Tweaks. Potato instead, I mean, this player has been on fire for this game 4, as I've said, time and time again. But Happy Meal not really showing his colors just yet, as 30 seconds are left. Sovereigns are holding strong and maybe looking for that third goal. Don't find it, and Happy Meal instead pushing it into the corner. Is anyone able to follow for the Dynasty Kings? They don't have much time to play with, as they do not find the read. Instead, it's going to be Olympic pushing it out, and this is going to be the Hail Mary they need. 10 seconds left, and no one's able to follow. Olympic is not able to clutch when needed, and it's going to be brought back out. The final 0-second rule here, and Sovereigns are able to take game 4 and make it even for this series.
Fort Templar, well, they held the fort down in that game. They played incredibly well. Their defense, particularly impressive, as you can see over here. I mean, it was a lesser shooting game than the other ones that we've had. So, you know, 6 shots to 5, it's very even, but it's low. Not a lot of offense from either side. And that has led to a low-scoring game, but 2 Sovereigns, 1 King, 1 for the Kings, and all of a sudden, we are 2-2 in the series, and we will go to a minimum of a game number 6. And Skilton, that is a mouth-watering prospect with the way these teams are playing.
I mean, Dre just stepping in and filling Jerome's shoes is very impressive, especially when we're talking about how he just came off Fortnite and he's going straight into a semi-finals Masters tournament. I mean, very impressive from him, especially the setups. But to be honest, if we're to look at anyone on the side of the Sovereigns, it's going to be the Season 2 champion, Potato, because he has... well, he got every goal for that game. Yeah. Not to mention, it felt like every save as well. He was everywhere on that pitch.
He certainly was. And we do have the players just getting into the lobby now for game number 5. A minimum of 2 more games. And now we are at the end of the road, folks. We are over halfway there. And one of these 2 teams is about to take series point. Will it be the in-form Fort Templar Sovereigns? Will it be the Dynasty Kings, the undefeated Dynasty Kings? All will be revealed in this 5 minutes, and Fort Templar look to start quickly. Potato back inside, gets past another one. It will be cleared away, and Happy Meal finishes that as well. Tweaks on the far side, looks for a double. Into the corner, off the backboard. Chance for Olympic. Daps will get the clearance, and Fort Templar can build once again.
Yeah, and as I said previous, the Dynasty Kings, they are undefeated, but they have drawn so many games this season. And now we are at the drawing mark in what would be the bracket stage. It is no man's land. The Dynasty Kings have never made it past this point. And would they, in a situation like this, actually be able to win a best of 7? I'm not so sure, as we're seeing the Sovereigns being able to take back this series and bring it even. Dre is pushing it in, but a nice squishy from Olympic. That's going to give the Kings an opportunity to get back into the pressure. Instead, Dabs looking to push it in. Another save from Tweaks. The Kings are holding so strong onto their castle, only for Dre to have another go at battering it down. Potato on the pickup here. He knows there's going to be a rotation in place, but doesn't get the read. Instead, Daps is going to be able to save it. Instead, the Kings are now in their corner that they need. A nice little push there. Happy Meal not going to read it. Instead, it's going to be his teammate, but without the boost of Daps, the Sovereigns aren't going to be able to make a major push here. Instead, it's going to be Dre. Potato not getting the read once again. And the ball is in their corner, but a nice save isn't going to be enough because Happy Meal is behind Olympic.
Nothing can be done about that one. Potato deep in King's territory. Dre over to the side. Happy Meal will finish into an empty net. Exactly 2 minutes played in this game 5. And it's 1-0 to the Dynasty Kings, but they've been ahead in these games before. They have lost them in the end, so they need to keep their heads. They need to make sure that they stay on top of Fort Templar Sovereigns and don't give them a chance to get back into the game. Fort Templar Sovereigns, they have the mental. We've seen it already, and they do have the ice as well, so there is going to be a real argument that Fort Templar Sovereigns, if they do get the equalizer, if they do come back like Potato tries to here, looks for the reset, fakes it out. Read by Happy Meal every day of the week as it's now Tweaks onto that side wall. Now looking for that clearance. No one is back in there. Olympic tries to follow this one in. Potato with a good save. And Fort Templar can build once again.
Yeah, such a nice switch up from Dre as well. Going to be giving Sovereigns an opportunity to score the goal to break even in this 2-minute mark of this game 5. And Dre potentially looking for the goal here. This sub is thirsty for this win, and right now it's just going to look into the side of the Kings, and Daps is able to break it even with now less than 2 minutes left. And what an upset. Do the Kings actually have an opportunity now that their momentum is broken?
Maybe, as just under 2 minutes is left in this game. Daps, big demo onto Tweaks. It's going to be a chance. Happy Meal gets up in the corner, plays it inside. Dre's going to be there, off the backboard, gets a double. Ooh, just hits the post. So close as Happy Meal now moving down the left. Will be intercepted. It's going to be Potato now bringing this one forward. Tweaks working down the left, and Potato gets taken out. Happy Meal. Oh, he's left it. Whoa, Olympic had to react quickly and was called upon. But thankfully, Olympic was able to read that ball and make that save. Potato looking for this one. Tweaks meets him high. That's another chance. Away by Happy Meal. Potato tries to turn it in. And it's all Fort Templar at the moment in this game 5 towards the end.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We may be seeing another overtime here as we strike our final minute in this game 5. Potato looking to push down the corner. And once again, going to be disrupted. The Kings have held their fort well, only losing to 1 goal here, but this could be the opportunity. Happy Meal and Olympic, the dynamic duo of Game 5, finding the Kings the point lead that they need.
That is so important from Happy Meal. He's going to be thrilled with that one. As 53 seconds left on the clock for Fort Templar to try and fight back. Game 5. Cleared by Tweaks. Olympic looks to meet it off the backboard. Doing. And a double commit coming in. Maybe even a triple. Happy Meal coming in from deep as that third man press. 40 seconds. Ball inside. Cleared by Dre. Pass to Potato off the corner. You got to get this right as Tweaks. And only finds Potato. Dre's coming in, looking for that shot. Away by Happy Meal again, trying to get that half flip. Potato gets it past him. It's awkward defending for the Kings, but they only have to hold on for 20 seconds, Skilton.
Yeah, great adaptations by the Kings. You know, the Sovereigns are just giving every angle possible to score this goal, but they are literally so flexible in their defense. But with 3 seconds left on the clock, all they need to do is hold the doors as the 0-second rule is looking to keep it alive for the Sovereigns. That being said, the possession from Tweaks looks to flick it down, and the Kings are able to get their 3rd point of the series. And really nice domination here as well, again, from the Kings. So many demos, actually, which I think is kind of like the highlighting feature of the Kings for this game. But once again, carrying the ball possession on the pitch.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very impressive stat from the Kings. They do take that 3-2 lead. And I do have to keep bringing you updates from that A-stream because it is crazy. Alpha Force 3-2 up. DSQ 1 game number 5. However, game number 6 is not quite going as far in their favor. Alpha Force 4-0 up with 20 seconds left. DSQ Meram, barring a miracle, will not be in that grand final. It will be Alpha Force taking on the winner of this game. And right now, Skilton, based on the balance of play, that team is going to be the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, it feels statistically right, you know, because the Kings and DSQ are both 1 and 2, respectively, on the scoreboard, right? DSQ being reigning the champs, but honestly, throughout the weeks, they've been going back and forth in those 2 spots. No one has really been able to make a dent. Critical Force had a couple of opportunities, and the Sovereigns are currently standing in 3rd. So if it's going to be anyone, it needs to be the Sovereigns making their play, right? So as DSQ are probably going to be eliminated, are the Sovereigns or Dynasty Kings going to be bringing themselves into that grand finals? Well, Olympics going to find one already. A really nice touch there. And once again, it's just such good passing from the team of the Dynasty Kings. Instead, it's going to be Tweaks providing that assist and not Happy Meal. And that's a great way to start match point.
It is. That is exactly what Dynasty Kings would have wanted. This one starting to head towards the backboard. Happy Meal gonna try and follow it in. Met by Daps for the moment, but Olympic has time and space. Gets... Oh, I thought he got past Dre there. Not quite. Dre able to recover. 30 seconds gone in this game number 1. Of course, that pass from Daps looks good, but Happy Meal will make the save. Tweaks will go by, but Happy Meal will get a second touch. Met by Dre. Tweaks back downfield. Chance for Potato. Puts the ball in the air. Tweaks will put it onto the side. Daps on this right wall. Looking to get the shot away. And tries to play the 52. Happy Meal does enough to keep the ball out. But Fort Templar Sovereigns, they are letting the Kings know that this is not going to be an easy game 6 for them.
Yeah, I mean, Potato, the champion of last season, not being able to see that grand finals in season 3. Instead, it's going to be this Kings side looking to crown themselves towards this grand finals instead, as they are leading this series and leading this game 1 point. And right now, the Sovereigns still do have a really good opportunity to get back in. But instead, it's going to be Olympic looking to push through. Oh, what an upset. Double fake out even from this Kings team. And they weren't really expecting it. Maybe they were trying to attempt a pinch. But there's too much for them to look back on right now. Because the pressure of the Sovereigns is capitalizing on this mistake. And a nice save from Olympic is going to be able to be the saving grace of that. And right now, Happy Meal instead is going to find it. What is happening on the pitch right now in this match point? The Kings can't let down.
Wow. What a double tap that is from Happy Meal. That shows you his class. That shows you his quality. And he will get that one double touch off the backboard. Absolutely beautiful. Maybe a goal back. Dap surely will finish that for the Fort Templar Sovereigns, and there is light at the end of this tunnel. Dre inside. None of the Kings back in time. Daps will get the goal, and 2-1 now. Go Dynasty Kings. Still a long way to go. 3 minutes left on the clock. If Sovereigns can take that as a momentum builder, if they can take confidence from that, hang on a moment. Daps looking for another one this time. They don't make the same mistake twice. And it will be Dynasty Kings now trying to get a counter-attack going.
Nice disrupt from Dre, but once again, both opponents are managing to read really effectively. The Kings just coming through a little bit more with this synergy. That being said, the Sovereigns looking to apply pressure here as we're in the middle of the pitch. Olympic actually just getting such a nice flick there. What was that? As Happy Meal was looking to go for the goal, but is denied once again. Daps has really nice control here, but Tweaks is able to disrupt. Is anyone from the Sovereigns able to follow through? No, they're not. As the Kings are looking to roil the runway down for a third goal. Tweaks is able to find it. And with 2 minutes now left on the timer, the Templars are ticking down their time before they are eliminated from this run in playoffs.
And it was a fantastic win in that first series from the Fort Templar Sovereigns. But that's going to be a Happy Meal kickoff goal. And you don't want to see it end like this. You do not want to see this being the way that Fort Templar vacate, the way that they leave these playoffs in Master Tier. But Skilton, it looks for all the world like this is the end of the road for the Sovereigns. And the Dynasty Kings are going to go and try and forge their dynasty. Tweaks off the crossbar. What a 50 victory. And Dynasty Kings, they are looking just better and better as this time goes on here in Game 6.
I couldn't agree more. The pressure is on for the Sovereigns. The power is starting to fade. What is a champion to 3 Kings right now as they're looking to push their final marks on the goal? It's all in their playground right now. Sovereigns have no pressure. The ball is in their half of the pitch. Potato looking for some Hail Mary plays, but it's not enough as the pressure is still on. Happy Meal playing with his toy included, or toying around even with toy included. Happy Meal is able to still push down the corner. And once again, there's no one able to follow. Daps may be able to push through. 1 minute remaining on the timer. And Sovereigns are looking sorrow.
They are. This one off the backboard. It's cleared away, but they have got such a chokehold on this game, Dynasty Kings. They look so good when they're in this mood and just keeping you inside your own half, not allowing any movement forwards for Fort Templar. As that is a movement forwards. Dre off the backboard. Will waterfall. Will be awkward. Potato can't keep it down. And with 30 seconds left to find 3 goals, the likelihood gets less and less. Tweaks reset. Going low. Collected by his teammate. But that is not really going to do much for either side. Dynasty Kings 15 seconds until they are declared into the grand finals. Tweaks make sure of it. 5-1, 10 seconds on the clock. Skilton, stop the count.
10 seconds remaining. You are quite right. There is no way the Sovereigns can bring this to overtime and score 4 goals. The Kings, an exceptional performance in this semi-finals, and they are looking to claim the throne of the Season 3 RSC SSA for the grand finals against Alpha Force. 1 second left on the clock. Now the 0-second rule. Are we at least going to see 1 goal from the Sovereigns? It's denied. Olympic looking to royally run down this game, but they are denied their saving grace goal. But they're still keeping it going. They know they've won this, and right now they are basking in the sunlight. And there we have it. The Kings, your semi-finals winner for the Season 3 RSC SSA, and they are going to be playing against the big dogs.
The big dogs indeed. Alpha Force awaits Dynasty Kings in that grand final, and I mean, Dynasty Kings, they look ready for it. I mean, a couple of false starts, a couple of moments where they looked a little bit shaky, certainly in games 2 and I think it was 4 or 5. But once they got their groove, once they found what they were looking for, Skilton, they looked unstoppable.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Happy Meal, once again, exceptional performance. And congratulations to him for beating his placement last season, being in that 4th place with Unity. He's now discovered the roster he needs to accelerate him to this grand final stage to push him to that #1 champion spot. And you know what? I may not be casting, as Rhino, you're going to be celebrating, or you're going to be casting that instead, but I will be watching and rooting for them as they play against, as I said, previous champions of Season 2.
We will go ahead and we will raid the main stream. RSC SSA, we're coming for you from the B stream with Dynasty Kings on our back. But which team will win the Master Tier? You will have to find out very, very shortly. But for now, thank you so much, Skilton, for joining me on the B stream. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the grand final in just a few moments.